Hi everyone, so sorry I've been away for a little while. I'll just be honest, I've been lazy and I kind of felt like I didn't really have that much to say, but now that I finally have kind of natural daylight in my room at this time of the evening when I've come home from work, even though I did kind of go via H&M to get home, but I actually have decent light now to do proper videos. So this video is going to be a kind of a collective haul video of makeup and bits and pieces that I've bought over the past month. But I haven't really felt the need to do a video because I've only bought like one or two and not all of them at the same time. So the first thing is I got this eyeshadow, which I know I mentioned to you in my Liberty of London by MAC haul a couple of weeks ago that I couldn't get in the shop, but I managed to get it in another H&M in House of Fraser. So this colour, it's called Birds and Berries. It's a really nice like greenish teal colour, and to be honest, it's still in its packaging because I've not used it, because as you may be able to see, I'm not wearing any eye makeup because again I got an eye infection. My eyes kind of flared up, I look like I've been beaten up and I just looked awful, and this eye is still a little bit swollen, so I'm kind of staying away from eye products for the moment, but eventually I'll get back into it. So this one, it looks like that. It's a beautiful colour and I really can't wait to use it, and it's a Velox Pearl, which is my favourite kind of finish by MAC eyeshadows, plus obviously the cute little flower on it. And the next one I got was an eyeliner. Again, not used it because I can't. It's called Undercurrent and it's from one of the new MAC collections, although I can't remember which one it is because there's about 3 out at the moment. Well, this is actually the first time I'm taking it out. So it looks like that. So again, like a really nice kind of emerald green colour. It's beautiful, I can't wait to use that. A little bit sparkly, but I don't mind a little bit sparkle. Next thing I got was the Skin Refined Zone treatment, which I again mentioned that I wanted to get, but it was sold out. Now, I used this for 1 or 2 days, and yes, it does give a nice mattifying finish underneath your makeup. What I do is I put my moisturiser on, let that sink in for a couple of minutes, then I put this over the top, and then I leave it to dry on my face for about 5 minutes, because if you put your foundation on straight away, it will kind of move it around and you don't want it to do that. Now after about 2-3 days, I was like, it's not really doing anything, because it's meant to like kind of shrink your pores and again help with giving your skin the kind of a very smooth look to it. Now after about 2-3 days I was like, it's not doing anything, but I've used it every day since, and after about a week and a half, I really noticed that the pores that I've got around here, because that's where my largest pores are, here, and maybe a little bit around the sides, they've all started to shrink, and I'm really impressed, because you only need to use a tiny little bit of this. I mean, this teeny little thing costs 12 quid, but it is really worth it because you don't need to use that much. I'd say the only downside to it is that it does, as one of my subscribers previously said, it does smell like glue. It's nasty, it doesn't smell great, but the smell doesn't bother me too much, and it kind of disappears after a little while, especially once it's dried. So a very big thumbs up for this one. Definitely going to repurchase this one. And I love the little box it comes in. Look, Prep and Prime. What else? I got a lipstick from MAC. It's called Violetta. It's a pro colour, and it is, as the name suggests, it's violet. I mean, look at how strong you can see that. See? It is a beautiful colour. I do love it very much. It is a pretty strong colour. So if you're one of those girls that doesn't mind wearing strong colours, then go for it. If strong colours kind of freak you out a little bit, I wouldn't go for this one. It has got a very kind of a bluish undertone to it, which I really like. So again, very glad I got this. And the last MAC item I got, I finally finished my palette, woohoo, is called Shadester. So this is actually a specific for contouring. It's contouring blush, and again it is from it's a MAC Pro item. So it's really great for various different types of contouring. Don't know if you can see that. I mean, I've not put loads on, but it's good enough for my skin tone. So if you are around an NC40 colour, maybe a little bit lighter, maybe a little bit darker, it will work. Obviously it depends on how much you put on. I don't put too much of it on. I got a little bit on today, but I don't like to kind of put too much on unless I'm going out or something like that. Went to Rimmel. They've got a bunch of new, whatchamacallit, I'm not with it today. See what happens when you don't do a video for a while. I got a couple of nail polishes, so they look like that. So a blue, a kind of a weird mint green colour, and a purple colour. So that's those four. And yes, I know a couple of you have noticed I'm not wearing nail polish because I am. What happened was, like, you might be able to tell they're still a little bit yellow from wearing various different types of dark nail polishes consistently over months and months and months. Turned my nails completely yellow, and it doesn't matter how much of a base coat that I'll apply or whatever it is, if you put really dark colours on and then leave them for like over a week or whatever without removing it, they will eventually go yellow no matter what you do to them. So I've been growing them, then cutting them, and then growing them and cutting them. Now they're kind of almost there. Gross, innit? I thought I'd just share that nastiness with you. I bought a new foundation. Yes, I seem to be obsessed with foundations because every other video I'm like, oh, I bought this foundation, I bought this one. I got a Bobbi Brown one. Now, I've never used Bobbi Brown foundation or Bobbi Brown makeup in general before, so I thought I'd give it a whirl. This is the Moisture Rich foundation. So apparently it's good for people who've got, I've got a couple of dry patches, but I think that's just because I was dehydrated that week. But the woman kind of talked me into it. There was a new one that I wanted to try, but she was like, no, you have to try this one. So I did. The colour is Warm Natural 4.5. It's a perfect match to my skin tone. If I do put a bit too much on, it may be a little bit dark for me, but I said to her, I'm not too bothered because now we're getting sunshine and whatever it is, I do naturally just go darker quite quickly. I don't take long to tan whatsoever. I don't even purposely sit out in the sun. Just walking down the street will be enough to tan me. So this is SPF 15. It's very runny. The consistency is not that thick, but it's thick enough. And it lasts all day on my skin, and I love it, and it definitely keeps my skin hydrated. But because I did mention to her I do have combination to oily skin, is that going to make a difference? She said no. I've worn it a couple of days and so far so good, although I do carry my MAC blotting powder with me everywhere, and as soon as I see a tiny bit of shininess, I'm just so. And then plus I always set my foundation, no matter what foundation it is, with any kind of powder. Normally my MAC Mineralize Skin Finish in Natural in medium dark. That's what I set it with. And now the last thing I got, I think it's the last thing I got, was one of the Bobbi Brown Shimmer bricks. Now I've always seen these, thought they were quite nice, but the thing is Bobbi Brown is a little bit expensive. It is more expensive than MAC, not by much, but a little bit. But I really like this one. It's bronze, so it's got a variety of different bronze shades in it, and there it is. There we go. I've not actually used it on its own yet. I've used it as kind of like I don't always contour, but I put my blush and I put a little bit of highlighter on the top, so I've been using it a little bit as a highlight, but I will try and use it on its own, especially as the weather's starting to get nicer. But I'm very impressed with it. I mean, the price does put me off a little bit. It's like £30, so it's up to you whether or not you want to spend £30 on something like this, which you could get a similar kind of thing if you get a mineralized skin finish from MAC, which costs a lot less. It costs about half the price, I'd say. £15–16? It depends. Ooh. Yeah, so that is my collective haul. Hope you guys didn't miss me too much. I'm going to do a couple more videos now, seeing as I'm on a roll. But yeah, see you soon. Bye.